Hello YouTube, Bladder81 here again. Today I'm going to show you a new system that, not new, but I decided to make another one. And I have to disassemble my am4 system. It's working fine. I think I thought that it was the SSD was giving issues. What is it? Because it was lagging and and probably making something in the computer. But I opened the control panel, system information to see the usage, but the CPU was heavily on use. As you already remember on my last video, and I did try play. I play Counter-Strike Global Offensive, and the only mode that it plays almost plays smoothly is on demolition mode. Those maps that you have to plant a bomb, and because they are small maps, very few people, 6 each team, and depending on the map, I still get good frame rates with everything in minimum 800 by 600, everything lowest low, and no player contrast. That did a small jump in FPS when I disabled on the when I try it. So as a closer look, it's Asus AM1 M-A. It's a micro ATX board. This was the simplest ones with only two SATA ports. Here's the RAM, very tiny, a low profile RAM by, by ballistics, crucial ballistics, sport VPL, focus, here are the specs, focus please, there you go, 8 gigabytes, 1600 megahertz, SL99924, which is very important for iGPUs, and since this only uses single channel mode. So what I did place on the computer, and voila, I decided to place an am4 system, a very low end. As you can see, the motherboard is an MSI A320M-A Pro M.2. It has a M.2 slot. This one is a very good one. It supports NVMe's X4 pretty well. I have the stealth rave cooler instead of the stock CPU, which on this one I'm using the Alphon 3000G, like I showed you on my last video on this computer. The RAM is for my main computer, is 16 gigabytes DDR4, sorry, 3200 SL16 by G-Skill. It's a single rank module, the same SSD that is behind over there. I did remove the fan because this MSI I couldn't get the controller to clock lower the fan speed with always on the max, and it make a lot of noise. So this basically is a very cheap system, 50 bucks when I paid for back in the day for the motherboard, 45 for the CPU, barely used, and the RAM it was almost 100 euros. And here is an LC power, 500 watts. It's good enough for this system. and the case is of course it taken. It's very cheap one, and I have to twist one of those the HE auto connectors so that I could use a headphone. It was making bad contact, so I have to twist to make a good contact to use it. Also with the power LED, the same. As you can see, it's already power up. Very nice LED. Here we are at the windows. For 5000G, Dali core, mainboard. It has the latest BIO. Here's the RAM. The Vega free graphics. I did install the latest BIOS and chipset, and also audio and LAN drivers. Make a quick run. Another reason why I disassembled the computer is because when I was to buy a 16GB stick SL9, unfortunately it was out of stock. I have to wait to get another one. Let's compare this CPU to a Core 2 Duo. Large difference compared to the FM2 Plus AMD A10 750K. So you can see it outperforms it quite nicely with the Zen architecture. Going to the 7th Gen Core i5, of course it loses. Going up against the 8350 FX CPU, as you can see, single core it's better, but multi-core of course is lower. The venerable Core i7 2600K, it matches the single core, but multi-core of course it's way higher. The infamous 9590 CPU FX, $47.90K. Yeah. I'm gonna show you the SSD, how bad it is, 33%, as you can see, but still works. In terms of temperatures, playing Counter-Strike Go, it doesn't reach the 50 degrees with this cooler. Sorry for the shakiness of the video. I'm holding it with my hand. Reducing the audio. It has a nice onboard audio, this motherboard, with these speakers and headphones. I have to reduce to 2025, so it doesn't get that a lot more. I went to a casual, which pushes more for the computer. I have to see if I can find a stand so that I can place my cell phone or a tripod so that I can record better without using only one hand. Hmm. As you can see, it plays very well. The settings is 1080p, everything in lowest low, and no player contrast, which does give a better performance, more FPS. Oops, went to the gun that used the rest of the money. And like I said on the last video, it's too bad that AMD doesn't make another another Athlon like this one with Zen Plus. Now, right now with Zen 3, it will be awesome. A Zen 3 with 2 core 2 threads, with Vega 3 or better. I think will be awesome esports. Okay, I'm going to pause it and I'll be right back. Back again. So here's the specs I use, the settings. It plays good. So it's still the Apple 3000G. Of course, it has a lot to offer, especially if you overclock it. It will be a lot better. To 3.9, 4 gigahertz, the Vega graphics up to 1.6. It will make a lot of difference. So with this one, okay, wait to see, wait to get another 16 gigabytes DDR3 1600 SL9, and of course get a, a brand new SSD, and recheck everything. How it's make the difference having 16 gigabytes of RAM or not. Until then, this system I'm going to put M.2. Don't know which capacity yet, and that's it. Hey, oops! I completely forgot about this spaghetti mess. I know your comment's going to be a little bit rage, but okay. When I get M.2, it's going to be a lot cleaner. is again the Vega free graphics story. Using the elastic drivers. I was trying to get another iPhone 3000, more with the most recent build. And the funny thing is, this one, it's from early 2019, before the AMD announced the iPhone 3000G. So maybe they rebranded. I think it was 19 week 4 or week. It was the first 2 months of 2019. The CPU. And so, see you guys later in the next video.